It's Super Bowl weekend. We're going to go through all of these emails very quickly this weekend. I've got a lot of chili to make, appetizers, clean the house up a little bit for our guests, and get ready for the good old Super Bowl and the Pittsburgh Steelers, hopefully, who will win tomorrow's game. First up today is Jim, who's having trouble with a keyboard and a mouse, wireless. What I'd suggest you do, Jim, is take out all the software related to the keyboard and the mouse, unplug the keyboard and the mouse from the computer. It's just a little wireless receiver probably, and then shut your computer off, plug everything back in, turn it back on. Do not install any of the software unless you really absolutely need some of those little utilities Logitech puts in there. But if you just use a normal keyboard and mouse activities, just plug it in and go. On the second question, Jim, the answer is no. Cindy, the difference between the 32-bit and the 64-bit version of Windows is actually fairly complex, and there's a lot of things going on. But in a nutshell, 32-bit operating system means it's more compatible with older software and even some software that's out on the shelves today. 64-bit software is more powerful, requires in a lot of cases special programming to take advantage of the extra power that's involved with that operating system and the processor if it supports that. What I'm going to do is give you a website. This is the website from Paul Thoreau's Super Site for Windows. Just go to this tiny URL, and he has a very good article explaining what are the advantages and disadvantages and the differences between 32 and 64-bit Windows. Harley, who's been following us from Japan for many, many years, has written to us with an interesting question about not being able to visit Kim Komando's website on either Internet Explorer or Firefox, and he's wondering what's going on. The first thing I would suggest you do, Harley, is go to a internet cafe with your laptop or a neighbor's house that's using a different internet service just to see if the problem is related to your connection or it is indeed to something in your computer. The fact that it's blocking it on both Internet Explorer and Firefox makes me wonder if you've got some kind of firewall blocking that particular site or a spyware product that would be blocking it for some reason or another. There's many different things that could be doing it, but you want to rule out that it's something in your connection. So, Mike, yes, there are many classes around the area. You can go to the Parks and Recreation Department, and they offer classes through them. The Downtown Library offers classes, as well as the old UTEC, which is now Mesa County Community College or whatever they're calling it. They all offer classes, as well as the meeting that I hold once a month. You can find out more at helpmerick.com. Bruce has an interesting series of events that led to his question, and unfortunately I don't know the answer to your question. I think the best thing that you can do is go to the community news groups at Microsoft.com, go to support.Microsoft.com, and go to their community news groups, find an Outlook expert, especially an Outlook 2007 expert, give them the information you just gave me, and more than likely they'll help you get to a resolution. Marshall, there have been no announcements yet since we don't know the release date for Windows 7 and they haven't made any announcements regarding prices. There have been some rumors that they are still going to go with the 5 versions of Windows 7 as they are with Windows Vista, which I think is a mistake. And what they did with Windows Vista, they had the upgrade prices from $99 on up. Jason has an Ubuntu question about his sound card. You didn't say whether or not that front port was working or not with Windows, or if you had Windows on this computer at all. I think a workaround that might work is to get a pigtail splitter that you can wrap around from the back of your computer where the port is working for sound and make it available to you in the front of your computer. Then you can plug and unplug your speakers or headphones that way. Larry, I think you have a screen resolution problem, and you're probably trying to display your screen at maybe 800 by 600 instead of at least 1024 by 768 is the next biggest one if you have a regular square screen, or wider if you have a wide screen. But if you're trying to display your screen at anything under 1024, you're going to probably end up with what you are ending up with Firefox. Diane, in the new version of Picasa version 3, you can select multiple photos from multiple albums if you want, or multiple folders. And then if you click this little button up here at the top that looks like a little movie strip, it says Create Movie Presentation. You will get to their next screen where you can create transitions, determine how long you want duration of each slide, and even load a soundtrack. It's not the most sophisticated slideshow you'll find with other products, but it is something that is included with Picasa, and it may be just what you're looking for. It is amazing, isn't it, Patsy, what goes around? Once you turn your computer off, and it's completely off, there is no way that anyone can get back into your computer and try to hack your computer. Your computer has to be on, and it has to be connected to the internet, either through a high-speed connection or dial-up, for someone to even have the potential to get into your computer. Marilyn, I have to assume that your monitor is one of the big CRT TV, the old TV style monitors, and that's why it's flickering. If you go to my website, go to helpmerick.com, and search for flicker. Just search for flicker, F-L-I-C-K-E-R, or monitor flicker. You will get this little article that's been up there for almost 3 years, and it will give you step-by-step instructions on how to solve your flicker problem. More, yes, there is a way to decode that cache in your Firefox. Simply open up a Firefox browser, and you're going to type in about cache, and after you type about cache and hit enter, you're going to get this screen here that shows you the memory cache, the disk cache, and then offline cache down below that. And you want to, in the disk cache area, click list cache entries. After you click the disk cache entry, it's going to show you exactly where the path is to your cache. Sounds like you already know that. Then it's going to give you every single individual entry. And for you to figure out what you're looking for, just look for the link of the website you were going to, click that particular link. Then after you click on the item that you're looking for, you will get all the extra information, including where it says file on disk, the entire path, and that coded name that you found in the cache. So good luck. Bill, I think you were very close. Put the CD back in, make sure the label side is up in one of your drives, wait for just a few minutes, then go to, if nothing comes up automatically, go to My Computer, right click on the proper CD drive and choose Explore. Don't choose Properties, choose Explore, and then it should come up and show you the contents of that particular disk. You might have to dig into some folders to find your pictures, but that would be the way to find them. Michael, your problem isn't not having enough power on your computer, it's your pictures are too big. If you're using digital photos and you're inserting them into a word processing document, you have to resize them. You can't put a full-size digital photo, even a 2 or 3 megapixel photo, which are older photos nowadays, you can't put those directly into a document, and especially with the number of documents, the number of pages you're talking about. So use a photo resizer program and reduce the size of those photos to no bigger than 640 by 480, which is plenty big for a word processing document, and then that will shrink the size of the image considerably in terms of kilobytes and megabytes, and therefore make your Word document much more nimble and easier to work with. Dave, I've used the Google desktop software. If you're using Windows Vista, it has included desktop search software. I think they work okay if you do a lot of searching for documents on your computer. I personally don't need to do a lot of searching for my own documents. I know where they are, or I can get to them very quickly with just the built-in search tools in Windows. If you've been listening to me for any length of time, I'm not a very big utility person. I like to use the minimum amount of utilities to keep my computer running well, but if you do need the power of being able to search your whole desktop very quickly, you have millions of documents or thousands of documents, you want to get through them quickly, they do work quite well. The built-in one in Vista works fine. Google Desktop Search also works very well, and I haven't tried any of the others. Good luck. So please be with me tomorrow for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hopefully they will overpower the Arizona Cardinals, and I'll be back again next week with another edition of Rick Answers His Email.